Okay, so the first question is, what were you struggling with before working with me in the coin collecting strategy session? And how did it make you feel? If you can recall, because this was so long ago, originally I remember you telling me that you do such an excellent job of getting a lot of leads into your into your masterclass. And the only problem is just converting. Though your very first launch, because you hadn't done that many launches, so you're like, honestly, I haven't done that many launches, but I don't want to keep going without having a clear strategy that I know is definitely going to work, because you were about your business, Alli. You cracked me up. And so you were like, my first launch, I got 14 people and that was good, but I still want I want 20. My goal is 20. And then you're like, and then the second time I got 9 and I have no idea what changed, because you are getting a lot of people. So I wanted to know, what were you really struggling with in your opinion at that time? And then how are you feeling at that time coming into it, thinking like, I need to hire someone to help me out with this?
Pretty much, I never wanted to do a masterclass, which I told you that, because I've just been to so many masterclasses and they're so terrible and provide no value. And they're just sales pitches. So I was like, never going to do one. But then I was like, okay, I am going to do it. And I'm going to make it actually provide value and, be like a good masterclass. So decided to run the masterclass for the first time. Had like 600 people sign up or something. Didn't have that high, I'd have to look, of a show up rate, and then had 14 people join, which I was like, okay, first time. Not terrible for first time literally ever doing this. And also I had like some nerves, Second time I did it, same type of thing. I did it 2 months later. So I did it June and then I did it August. August, I had 9 people join and I was like, what's going on? And I knew that my masterclass was good. I also knew I was getting leads in, but clearly wasn't getting people necessarily to show up and also convert. So I was like, I need help with the funnel, the marketing, all that stuff. Cause my brain is very strategic. So if someone's like, Alli, do this, I will do it. I just need someone to tell me what to do, which was you. So was feeling just kind of overwhelmed with like what to do next. I knew the proof of concept was there. I knew it could work, but clearly needed to tweak some things. And I didn't want to just like continue down the path of trying it on my own for another, year or two, putting all this time and effort to then figure something out. So yeah, and I knew it could work. I just was ready to have someone with the expertise to actually market it correctly, create a funnel, create, a better show up rate and all that good stuff.
And then question 2 is, what was your experience like working with me in that particular service? If you can recall, part of the service is us actually having the 2-hour call. And then the other part of the service is you having 1 week of Slack support. So share anything that you remember, like, how did you feel on the call when we were kind of talking through the strategy? I know one thing I always liked about you is that you were always very open to suggestions and trying whatever I said. I'm not sure if at any point when I said something, you were like, I don't know if that's going to work or anything, or if anything went through your head when I was suggesting things. But what I do know is that you were always willing to try it. So I'm curious as to, what was your experience like working with me then? And then like, how did you feel during the support week? Like as you were working through things, did you feel like your questions were answered? Do you feel like you were feeling good coming into the next launch? Did you feel like everything was going to be fine? Did you feel like you were supported? So yeah, how did you feel working with me in that service?
I felt fully supported. I think the 2 hours was great. We really kind of mapped out what I was doing, what we can do better, or what I could do better, of course. And the 1 week, as you know, or even from what I remember, like a week was great because I was able to like get shit done and then come back to you and have you review it. So I feel like honestly, I did a lot in that week. I had like emails written, I had everything updated. I made all the changes you suggested. And like you said, like I trusted you 100%. That's why you're the expert. So if you're like, hey, I think this is a better option, I was like, cool, let's try it. Especially with a masterclass, like doesn't hurt to try something. If it doesn't work, we just adjust and move on. And that's kind of like was my approach going into it. I felt very optimistic going into my next launch. I felt like I was doing it on my own, obviously before, and it did fine, but I felt like with your help and guidance, I knew it was going to do better, which obviously it did. You gave me small tweaks to make to the current emails, like the little kind of the nurture before the masterclass, then the actual like after the masterclass emails, and then of course putting them in a funnel for after that, which was really great. I was able to like write out emails like in that week and send them to you for approval, which was great because I felt like I had like a million email. I don't know how many I had. 16 emails? 12 emails? I used 12 emails written in like a week and had your like feedback into it. So yeah, I mean, I think the 2-hour session was super valuable. Plus the 1 week of Slack. I feel like I did more in that week than I did in like months. Because you were like, these are the things you need to do. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get it all done in a week, which I pretty much did.
And then my last question is, what results have you achieved from and since working with me? I know you've gotten so many because at first, obviously, I was stalking you because I was just so excited and you were excited. So I'm only aware of the initial launch that happened right after because that was fresh. And I'm only aware of, I think, the very next launch and some of those clients that you were kind of booking up, I think through December only. So I only know what happened until December because that was when we were most excited. So things I hope you can recall is like at one point you were at a Taylor Swift concert and I think that was the first time that you got your first passive sale from the original evergreen email sequence that I wanted you to set up. I know that you exceeded your goal for the first time, the very first launch, right? Because that's the time that you got 22 people. I know that you also started booking one-on-one clients. So give us the tea.
Okay, so I think the first time before, like when we did the strategy session, right? That's what we're focused on. It was like mid-October. I want to say like the 15th and 16th or something like that. And I had, 22 people join, which was wild. It was so exciting. I remember updating you like every step of the way. Then I actually was at a concert that weekend. I was at the Morgan Wallen concert and people were like still rolling in and I was like, what the heck is happening? Then I had Taylor Swift in November and I had someone join from like the after the funnel. We have, I think we had, I want to say it was like 2 storylines. So like 6 emails each, I'm pretty sure. That's what I had written like during the normal, like during our Slack week. Then I ran it again in December, early December, same exact like format, same strategy, same emails. And I had 21 people join, I think, or 22. It was like pretty much exactly the same in December, which was amazing. End of the year, I ended up with way too many one-on-one clients and I've since gone back down because I was like, I have so many calls. But yeah, it just like was kind of a roller coaster. Like October was my launch. My first launch after working together was great. December also great. And then February, as you know, was it wasn't bad. It was 15, but then we had our session and I have the tweaks to make for when I do this again in April. So I'll have another update after April, but still having like people occasionally join, which is great. Like in between the master classes. I mean, not many, but like in between master classes, which are 2 months apart, I probably have like 2-3 people join, but also I've had people who like attended a master class before, did it, and then attended the next one and joined. So yeah, I mean, doing much better, obviously, with your support and with your guidance and continuing to just learn. I haven't even been doing masterclasses for a year at this point. My first masterclass was June of 2024. So I only had 4 masterclasses total by the end of the year. I've only done 1 in 2025. So, I mean, still lots to learn, still lots to tweak on like what I can do better, which is what you're here for. So excited to implement the new things that we worked on with like the bonuses and tweaking, sending a few more like before the masterclass emails. And then you obviously reviewed my after funnel. So feeling good about that to see how April goes. And then I'll have a better update for you. But yeah, I mean, like I said in my earlier one, I was ready to get results and I knew I couldn't do it on my own. And I knew you were the go-to when it comes to not just marketing in general, but how to actually convert leads, because I think that's something you're really good at. And like I said, I had the leads. It was just getting them across the finish line, which I've been able to do much better with your support. So yay.
Sorry, I also meant to add, share any wins that are not just I booked out my clients or I made $1 million or I worked with the most clients ever. I'm wondering if anything good changed just about how you feel about marketing or strategy, or if anything got easier for you, or any emotional wins, or I don't know, confidence in I don't know, your marketing, anything like that happened for you? It may not have, but if it did, can you share anything like that? Like, have you felt any, like, I don't know, ease in your personal life when it came to not maybe being as worried about the launch? So now you get to kind of maybe enjoy stuff a little bit more because that stuff is starting to work, or maybe, maybe you get to do more fun things now because that side of your business is working out. So that gave you more disposable income to do more fun things, which is what you kind of wanted your business to do. Because I know you have a corporate job, so I feel like your business is kind of like, this is fun too, and now I get to do even extra things. That's kind of how my business was. I don't know if that is the case, but if it is, that would be something fun to share.
Oh, totally. I mean, I have like a rinse and repeat system now for my masterclass, so I literally don't even think about it. I mean, I do, but like the slides are the same. I mean, I make a little adjustments as needed, but like my emails, especially now that you've tweaked them, like I literally just schedule them before it even happens, and then they just go out, and then I just live my life normally, which is wonderful. So yeah, you've 100% taken any kind of stress. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd have you like just write all my emails forever. So, which maybe will happen at some point, but like my follow-up emails, but having you just there to get your guidance on how to actually use email marketing to convert, especially after the masterclass. So yeah, I mean, I feel no stress at all about my masterclass. Like truly, I go into it as like, it is what it is. And then after, as you know, like based on the results, based on the show up rate, open rates, then I can look at, okay, like, are there things to tweak? And then I just hire you to help me tweak them, which is what I did after the February one when I was like, hey, and also like with masterclasses, right? There's so many external factors like time of year and whatever, but I'm always trying to get better and learn. And that's where you come in because I don't know these things. So I'm like, hey, what do I do? And then you tell me and then I just do it. But yeah, I feel much better about the strategy of my masterclass. I'm definitely not winging it anymore like I was when I first started before I hired you. I have emails that I feel confident in. The funnel, right after the masterclass is already written and you reviewed it. I have the funnel for like after that, after the 2 days are up, that they just go into. And then I have like an after funnel after that. I think from here, obviously, eventually having you review, my freebie, my other funnel, my like free course funnel. But yeah, I mean, you are the go-to for me. I will not use anyone else. Like, I don't need anyone else. I just need you. I don't work with a lot of coaches or service providers anymore, really, except for you. So you are my go-to. You are the one that is my strategist, but also helps me actually like implement, not just like, oh, here's some strategy, or like, no, like these are the emails you need to write. Like this is exactly what you need to do, and I'll do it. So yeah, I mean, the numbers obviously, especially last year, were crazy good and was my highest for the masterclass and highest for one-on-one. But overall, I definitely feel confident that the masterclass strategy can continue to work and that you'll be there to help me kind of tweak it along the way.